Hello, welcome to the stream. I'm Telly Trevere, and today we're doing just an ordinary art stream. I got my friend here. I I think the last time I was streaming working on this, or actually I should probably put the hands back on for now, just so you guys can see kind of what it looks like here. Yeah, I was drawing this during my birthday stream back in May. I have since done a little bit of tweaking to it. Not anything major, but I do think it definitely made a big difference. So let me just give you a quick look. I don't know if any of you even saw the previous stream, but in case you're wondering, this is what it looked like at the end of last time. So I've mostly made some tweaks kind of to his cheek area here. I also added like some shadows down in his body. So the difference is kind of like this. It's not a ton of changes, but I think they're pretty significant. They definitely make a big difference. I do try not to like do too much work off stream because I would like for you guys to be able to see my whole process, but I feel like my art process just doesn't lend itself that well to streaming. Like I fiddle a lot. A lot of the times I'll draw something and then I'll come back to it later and do just like a little bit here and there. So when I'm on stream, I don't want to like just sit around, you know, thinking about what I want to draw or anything, because I feel like that would be boring for you guys. But yeah, I think maybe if I just do more art streams, I'll kind of get used to it more and figure out a better process. But for now, there's definitely a lot of tweaks that happen off stream. So I really like how this is turning out so far. I think it looks fantastic. But there's still a lot more that I want to do. I think kind of my plan for this is to maybe start by looking at the highlights on his cloak here and just kind of refining those a little bit. See if I can make that look nicer. Then I was kind of with this whole piece just starting with the highlights and then doing the shadows later. Hello, Feather Dust, welcome. So yeah, I think I'll see what other highlights I can put kind of in the rest of the piece, mostly like on his clothes, on his glove here and that kind of stuff. Then if I finish that, I'll probably start adding some shadows and stuff. So, I think it honestly already looks pretty great, but yeah, there's definitely more I want to do. So, I guess let's get started. I think first I'm gonna, whoa, click the wrong thing. I had saved these colors from before, so I'm gonna grab the cloak highlight color from over there, and let's just see what we can do with some of these highlights. Where was that layer? I think it was this. Yeah. Um, yeah, I'm not sure. It's generally pretty good. I think I might want to soften some of the edges, but kind of hard to say for sure. Thank you, Feather Dust. I'm glad you like it. And my pen is immediately not working. Are you serious? uh, on brand for this stream, I guess. I might try replacing it again. If any of you were there for last time, I tried to replace my pen. I got a new pen and was pretty surprised that it looked exactly identical to my old one, just with like a different brand on it. So it might have just been like the same technology with the same limitations. And hello, Batman. Glad to see you here. You've been cursed. Yeah. I think my pen is just haunted. But yeah, the new pen had the exact same issues, so I just returned it. So it's like there's no point in this. I might see if I can try getting like a different brand of pen because maybe it was just the using the same faulty hardware. I don't know. It might also be my screen. So I'm actually using a laptop that has like built-in or tech support, built-in pen support, so I can draw directly on the screen. So it might be that there's something up with like my laptop's hardware that it's not recognizing the pen properly. I don't think it's my Clip Studio software because like if I try to click outside of the drawing program, it also doesn't work. Um, Come on. Are we really going to be doing this the entire time? I really need to do something about this. Like, I don't want to like try to replace my laptop or anything over pen issues. That just seems excessive. Like, this is a very annoying issue, but laptops are expensive, and I don't think this problem alone is worth it to replace the entire thing when like everything else. That's actually not true. I was going to say everything else works fine, but that is entirely not true. So, first of all, the battery obviously doesn't last nearly as long as it used to. Um, by the way, I'm still trying to scribble on my screen as I'm chatting. It's still not working. Um, yeah, it's not like terrible, terrible battery life, but this laptop used to have really good battery life, and now it's just kind of Um, the Wi-Fi and Bluetooth adapters have both broken, so my laptop cannot connect to Wi-Fi or Bluetooth. I actually had to buy a USB adapter and like plug it into my laptop. So now one of my ports is just permanently in use so that I can have Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. So yeah, laptop's falling apart a little bit. It's very sad. But like for the most part, except for the pen issues, everything else like I have workarounds. The pen is really the thing that's getting me. Oh my gosh. Come on. Sometimes if I like shake it or if I like unscrew the battery or something, it kind of makes it work. This is oh, there we go. It's here. Let's see how long it lasts. Um, I don't know how I want to even do this though. Um, I do think I want to erase this. Open some stuff, kinda. Oh, I think that looks good. Um, Maybe blend out this as well. Maybe? Not sure. Hmm. It's hard to tell sometimes where I want to have soft edges versus harder edges. Just kind of experiment with it and decide from there. I think I like that. I like having a softer edge there. I actually kind of want to go ahead and maybe with this one, erase a little bit of the outside. Am I doing this right? Yeah. Is that what I want? I'm not sure if that's what I want. I maybe overdid it with that. Mm, don't love the shape of that. I want to pull this in towards the edge a little bit more. Like that. I don't know. I can't decide. I don't know if I'm doing this right. I'm gonna add more. Sure, or why not? Is that okay? Can't help but feel like I'm kind of overdoing it a little bit, but I think it's working. Like here, I actually still have the old version. I can take a look at this area and see how it looks compared to what it used to be. I mean, it definitely has a softer feel to it, which I think works. It's funny because I feel like I didn't really change very much at all, but it looks very different. Yeah, I think it definitely is making the light less hard and a little bit and just less intense, which, obviously that's going to happen if you blend that, but I think that's probably what I want for this. I don't want the light to be too harsh. So I think maybe I'll keep going with that. All right, how's that? Let's try comparing it to the old version again. Just kind of slightly blend it out. Um, hmm. I want to that in a little bit and make this area bigger, actually, maybe. Is that too soft? I think that's maybe too soft. Just do a... Just have an edge, but a little bit of a softer edge. Something like that. And same there. Like that. Hmm. Okay, yeah. I like where this is going so far. I'm not sure if I need to add any more highlight details to places. Probably not, because most of this uh, area in the front is going to be kind of heavily in shadow, so I don't want to go in. I can add more detail and depth to it when I add in shadows. I don't think I need to do that in the highlight pass. So let's go back to this side. So yeah, just kind of same deal as before, I guess. Again, I'm like really trying not to overdo this because I feel like it's easy to end up like over blending stuff and like losing your shapes, and it just kind of becomes a mass of blended something. So I want to have shapes. I just want them to be a little bit soft. Just a little bit. Like I like having this sort of mix of like part of it being more softer and blended and part of it still having a harder edge to it. So you know what, even here maybe I will go in with the thicker brush a little bit and clean that up slightly. I don't know if that's too much. Maybe I do still want to keep that a little bit soft. Is that good? That's probably good. Why is this not working? Okay. Yeah, sure. Let's soften that too. Probably fine. So I distinctly remember during my last art stream spending a lot of time on this section in particular. So I think that one is probably fine as is. That's also probably fine as is. Now I just need to do something here. That, I don't know if I really need to do anything else here. I can try to kind of soften the outside edge there. Just a little bit. Probably more here, to be honest. Maybe I should take off this glow so I can see better. Okay, there we go. Then over here, maybe I can blend out just a little bit. I don't think I need to do too much there, though. Maybe just like that. Maybe a smidge here. Just a smidge. I think that's good. So if we compare it to what we had just a little bit ago. Yeah, it's definitely kind of softened the entire thing. I think that's like too bright. Maybe. We need to like carve out more of that. I don't like that. We could put in some other. I don't like that either. I think it's probably okay as it is. I think I'm gonna leave that here for today. Maybe like later off stream or something, I might go and fiddle with that some more, but I think that's probably good for today. Actually, I think the hands can go away for now too. Okay, now. I'm wondering if I need to add highlights to the rest of his clothes and stuff, and I kind of feel like maybe I don't. Not sure. Maybe a little bit. Like most of what's visible here is just kind of in shadow. I feel like that doesn't really do anything for me. And there goes the pen again. That's lovely. God damn it. Come on. Why are we doing this? Oh, there it is. Really? You gave me one stroke. Is this really what we're doing? Thanks, pen. I'll always count on you. Maybe bits of highlights on the hands at least. Yeah, I was planning to. So I think the hand will mostly get its dimension from shadows rather than highlights, but I did want to give it a little bit of a highlight, just very softly. Once my pen decides to cooperate again. Come on. Here we go. Shaking it around a little bit sometimes works. Is there any way I can make the highlights work? That might be about as much as I can do. I don't even know if that is necessary. Yeah, I'm gonna leave that out. I can always come back and add more stuff later. It's not the end of the world, but for now, no highlights. I do want, like you said, to put something on the glove. What kind of color do we want for that? I might just start with the base color. And then we can kind of fiddle with it as we like. I think I want it to be kind of warmer than that. So let's, shoot, you know what? Before I do that, I think what I'm gonna have to do is just go and like make a nice bit that I can kind of color pick from later. Because otherwise, if I just edit the color, I'm not going to be able to reproduce it easily. That's too much. So kind of like that. Like a warm brown. Maybe not quite so red. Like this is maybe a decent start. Okay, now I can turn this back to normal mode. Color pick that. And then start drawing with that. I think I just want to get some like soft little highlights in here, just a little bit. That's maybe too little. Maybe. Or maybe not. Actually, I think I might hold off on the highlights here and do the shadows first and see like what's left, basically. We could do something like this. I think that works reasonably well. I'm going to go with that for now and also save my color here in the palette just so I can get it back later. Whoa. Okay, let's just use a pen. Okay, I think that's probably enough for the glove. I do want to put highlights on like the clasp there, but I think I might save that for later. Um, I think it's probably time for shadows. So I have kind of a sketch of some shadow placements, but it's not great. It's very rough. Um, I'm also not sure what color necessarily I want to use for the shadows. I have been kind of editing it. But let's start with this color. Let's figure out what that even is. Look at that. That's quite a color. It's so funny how bright it looks here, but when you get it in the color wheel, it's like way dark. All right, we'll put that away for now. All right, where do we want to start with highlights? Or not highlights, shadows. I think I kind of want to start with the face. I think we'll do like the face, then the hair, and then start getting into the clothes. Oh wait, why did I? Oh, okay, no, I don't need that layer right now. That was at like 34%. So we'll do the same settings as that shadow sketch layer. And just kind of go for it, I guess. Oh yeah, I also had separate layers for the face and like the neck and stuff. So maybe let's start with that. Do we just want his entire ear here to be in shadow? Probably not, actually. I feel like we're gonna need multiple layers of this, of shadows, because this doesn't seem like enough. Mm, where do we really need to shade stuff? That's coming out decently well. I don't like that, to be honest. Do I even want to do any shading there? Not sure if I do. I think that part might be fine as is. I actually am not liking the color of the shadows. I think it looks kind of weird. But fortunately, I can fix that. Hmm. Quite like how that looks. I'm trying to figure out what I want to do about it. First of all, I know you guys can't see my hue and saturation sliders, but I can adjust the colors of my stuff. Is this? I don't even see the change that it's making really. So, okay, now I can definitely see it. Here it's really green. You can see the difference that that makes. I think the green is too much, but I definitely want it a little bit more towards that side, I think. Like this? Is that right? What if I try putting it the other way? That's also kind of decent. Hmm. I don't know. I can't really decide. Mm, I think maybe it's just too much. Maybe I should just turn down the opacity a little bit. Yeah, I do kind of like that better. I'm gonna go with that for now. This fellow seems familiar. Hello, Kit. Welcome to the stream. Glad you could make it. Yeah, I don't know how much you remember of Amaranthus. I know you were there for a little bit of the start, but yeah, it's my boy Reckon. I love him so much. I was there at the start and then life happened. Yeah. You should go watch the rest of that, by the way. It was a very fun experience. I don't know if you ever ended up going back to any of it, but that game still just lives in my head rent free. So, you know. Uh, do I still want to shade this eye even a little bit? Maybe just with like a softer brush. Just kind of, oops, that's maybe too much. I have a lot of stuff to watch. Yeah, understandable. The backlogs just never end. That's how it is. Okay, I think I'm getting somewhere with this. Um, yeah, no crazy hard shadows or anything in here. Just a little bit of something, a little bit of eyeshadow. Keep adding to the pile. Yeah, I've been trying so hard not to add to my game backlog. I have I bought any games recently? Well, okay, I bought like Expedition 33 when it came out and when I ended up playing it. But like for the last like more than a year now, I've been trying my absolute best to like avoid buying games just so I can try to work through my existing backlog. And yet it just never seems to get any shorter. Here, let me just pull up my Steam real quick just to see what I have in my backlog right now. Like how big is it? I think I have like 7 games in there, which is about what it was like a year ago. Yeah, I have 7 games. Some of them are new. There were a couple of cases where I just could not hold back from getting a new game. Um, but yeah, there's still a couple that have been on there for a long time. So many good games, so little time. Yeah. It's the eternal conundrum. Okay, yeah, I think that shading is really helping a lot. I think I actually want to go even more with it. Do I want to go in with the dense brush? I wish I had a backlog of games. But wait, is that, oh my gosh, am I okay? I don't want to be doing that with that. Is it because you just don't play a lot of games or because you just like don't aren't interested in any like anything recent for my Wii? Interesting. I'm not really familiar with the Wii. I don't know what kind of games are on there. I do feel like this shading color I'm using is just way too red. I need to de-redify it. All right, how's that looking? Mm. Well, it's looking way too red, is what it's looking. All right, let's see how we can adjust this. Um, oops. Uh-oh, YouTube is not receiving something or other. I'm gonna like give it a couple seconds, see if the stream is okay. I think it's probably fine. That's usually a false alarm, but hopefully it's okay now. Hmm. I've got a backlog for my DS Lite. I finished my Mystery Dungeon game, but my Narnia game seems fun right now. Narnia game? That sounds interesting. I didn't know there were Narnia games, though I guess it's not surprising per se. Which way do I want to push this? I think this is looking good. So I think this turns it into more of like a purpley color. Let's let's unmultiply that and see what it looks, what kind of color we're actually working with here. Are we more like in the blues here? Yeah, so this is like really blue. I mean, that is probably better than what I had before. Prince Caspian one. Well, I don't know anything about any Narnia games, but that sounds cool. So do we want purple shadows is the question. Or I guess blue. Blue-ish. I think I like how this one looks. Maybe? I don't know. I can't decide. Or do we want to go more towards like yellow? No. No, I don't like yellowy. Nah, I think I do want to push it more towards the blue. I don't know if you guys can even see what the heck I'm doing right now because the changes are so subtle. Mm, that's probably fine. It's negative 69 compared to what it was before. So if we take a look at the color, yeah, we've gone way purple. Um, Let me actually just color pick that. Is this enough to color pick? I think that's probably fine. Okay. Actually, let me update my little palette layer just so I keep that consistent. Or no, I didn't have that on the palette layer. Never mind. Maybe I should add it to the palette layer. Okay. So we have our purple shadows here. I think that looks good. It's definitely making a difference. Here, let's compare it to our pre-stream version. We can even add the hands back if we want. Hmm? That's fun. All right. Now we want to make sure this layer also matches probably. I don't know if you guys can really tell the difference in the color, but there it is. Okay. And we can also probably bump this down to the same, like 23, 24. Am I done with the face for now? Maybe I am. Maybe. For now, I think... maybe I want to put more shadows, like... Well... You want to put more shadows, like, on the edge of his face here. I think, yeah, I think that would probably be good. Oh, and also I did kind of want to put some shadows from, like, his hair. Hmm? Okay, I think we're getting there. We just need to smooth that out a little bit. You know what? Let's stick with the dense watercolor brush for this, maybe. Uh-oh, pen is starting to act up again. Just because harder shadows kind of give more of a sense of texture. All right, how is that? Um, hmm. I think that's working. Maybe put more shadows in here. Hmm, that might be good. Do I want to put any more shading like on his cheeks or anything? Let's just try going in with this again and seeing what we can do. That doesn't look too bad, to be honest. I feel like I should be a little bit more subtle with it, though. I think that's maybe too subtle. That just didn't do anything, did it? Hmm. Hmm. Is that good? I guess it comes down to how sharply defined do I want his cheekbones. Um, I feel like it's maybe a little bit excessive, to be honest. But it is good to have shape. Shape is good. How's that? I think that's probably good. Maybe. I actually think I might want to adjust the edge of this also. Oops. Oop. Ah, this brush is kind of more intense than I expect it to be. Oops. Ah, I'm like pressing the wrong keyboard stuff. I want my brush. Okay, I think that is good for now. What else? Let's just do our comparison again, just because I find this really satisfying. Just to see the progress as it goes. It's very fun. Just have to do that every once in a while to see where you're at. He is looking fantastic. It's what my boy deserves. Okay. The other thing that I wanted to do was to potentially adjust the shadows of his hair. Now, you see that there is already a little bit of shadow under his hair that I just got from like not putting highlights there. Um, so the question is, how much do I want to also push the shadows? Go ahead and take my dense brush and just erase that for now because I don't like the way it came out the first time. So, how do I want to do this for real? And do I want to do that? I guess if we take a look at my like shadow sketch, I did put um some shadows there. I don't know how I want to do that in the real thing. So having these kind of multi-layered shadows kind of makes it look like there's multiple light sources even, which is kind of interesting. To be honest, the light source in this drawing is not super well defined, so I can kind of do whatever, I guess. Mm, I don't know. Is this okay? Maybe this is okay. I guess that'll do. I don't know. Maybe it looks a little bit funny. Maybe I want to smooth it out or something. Sure. That's fine, I guess. All right. Let's do the neck too. Hmm. Like for the most part, I think that shadow should be pretty whoops. Um pretty sharp. If we want to make it bigger. Mm, I mean, the problem, as I mentioned, is that it's entirely unclear where the light is coming from. Um, Definitely from above, kind of the top left-ish, or I guess not really, not even left, just kind of the top. Mm, part of me just kind of wants to shadow the entire neck. Mm, I'm kind of thinking that I probably will need to do multiple layers of shadow. Because, yeah, I think this is probably going to be just kind of a base shadow color for the neck, and then I need another layer for going even darker. And honestly, maybe I should do the same thing for the ear as well. Yeah, I think I might have to do that. I mean, maybe I should just make this the base color instead. I think that's probably a good place to stop for that. Um, so I think that's one round of shadows done for all of the skin, essentially. And then we can come in with a second round of shadows. The next thing I wanted to focus on was the hair. So, what color do you want to make the hair shadows? I guess we can start with this purple and see how it looks. Mm, pretty nice, actually. That's a decent start. So, where do we want to put hair shadows? I think the back here is kind of the most obvious part. In here, I feel like the hair might also end up having to do multiple rounds. Oh, I think what's happening is that there's the highlights layer is kind of overlapping this a little bit. Is it? I guess it kind of, well, I guess there's multiple hair highlights layers, but yeah, there's a little bit of overlap, but that's okay. I think the pen is not cooperating super well, but at least it's working at all. Sorry, you guys have to watch me redo the same strokes 5 million times because I need to get them perfect, you know? Mm, ah, sure. Good enough. Um, hmm. This area is a little bit tricky just because it's a little bit featureless right now. So I have these highlights that are kind of implying a very, what's the word? What's the word? This kind of consistent, like, even curve here. So I don't have a ton of flexibility to start putting, like, other shit in here. But on the other hand, just leaving it like this is maybe a little bit boring. I don't know if I can add some like extra little details or flair in there somewhere. Unsure. Um, Maybe I'll start like on this side. Put some more stuff in here too. Oh, eh, okay. I thought the pen was gone for a second, but it seems to still be working. We've still got a pen for now. Mm, I don't love that. This whole thing on this side. I'm not sure if I even want to mess with this area at all, because I think it looks pretty good with just the highlights. Maybe just a little bit of shadow like that. I was not paying attention to my battery and it died on me. That's unfortunate, but glad to have you back. Hmm, I don't like this. It's coming out just like too cartoony, I guess. Hmm. I feel like I should be doing it maybe in more layers. That I should have started with like a soft shadow and then done a separate layer to add in details. I don't know. Did he always have a Zuko scarred face? Yeah, his face was always like that. Buh, buh, buh. Eh. Got that. I do want to put a little bit of something something. Okay, why I never remembered that. I mean, to be fair, that was like well over a year ago. So I'm surprised you remember this character at all. Oh, a fluffy one approaches. Sure, whatever, that's good enough. Um, what do I do in here? I feel like it needs something. I remember joking around taking soldiers of this as hostages and our traveling buddies and being a peanut gallery to the drama. I do remember that, yeah. Genuinely disappointed that didn't end up happening. Yeah. So much for our buddies. They didn't get to come on our fun little road trip with us. Too bad for them. I really don't know what I'm doing with this hair here. I mean, I think I might also go back and fix up some of this highlight stuff as well. I don't know what I'm doing. Mm. You know what? I'm going to take this out. What do I want to do there? Looking great so far. Thank you. I'm honestly super happy with it. I think it looks great. And I can't wait to see what the finished version is going to end up looking like. What the heck was that? Why is my program being weird? Yeah, I do kind of feel like I just need to separate out the layers better. I'm doing something weird here. Or maybe I just need to... Oh! Fluffy one is here again. Do we need a cat pet break? I think we need a cat pet break. What do you have to say, Fluffy one? Nothing. Just licks. So cute. All right, just please don't stick your face and or tail in the camera. All right. She can have my non-drawing hand. Shares your hot takes, Fluffy one. Do you have art tips for me? She knows exactly what I should do, but she's not going to share. Is that right? Little creature. So cute. Okay. All right. Well, I added a little bit of soft shading there. I don't feel like it really did much. I feel like at some point I should also break up this whole mess here. I think I'm going to end up adding another highlight layer, probably. And come back. Okay, it's acting up just a little bit. Not seriously, but a little bit. Enough to be slightly annoying. I think I'm kind of getting to something here. I just want to add some like finer lines and details in there, maybe? Is that helping? I can't quite tell. That's something. That's a shape. Shape is good, except it's kind of going outside the lines. There we go. Mm, I think that shall do. That'll do. Gonna blend out a little bit of this, I think. Just like in here in general. Just darken some of this stuff. And then I think come back with the dents as well, so that I don't lose too much definition. Oops. What am I doing? Okay. And now I still feel like I really need to do something here. I'm afraid of it getting mixed up with this stuff, so I think I'm just gonna do separate layer. And see what I can do in there. I'm gonna start by just putting in some shading. Like so. So we can kind of see the difference there. I think it's too much though. Maybe. Let's lighten it up a little. Okay, so we have that, and now let's add details to it. and is being weird and laggy again. I don't know how much I like this shadow here. Let's zoom out a little bit. Don't love it. You have just a little bit. Hmm. When the heck did I turn off the shirt layer? Where did that go? Why was that invisible? That's so weird. Also, what's this layer? Do I need that? Literally, what is that? What? Oh, okay, that was like a guideline layer that I don't need anymore. I should probably just delete that or something. You know what? Let's do our little check just for fun. See how the hair is looking. A good bit of the hair is just going to be covered up by the hand. So I probably shouldn't worry too much about that side at least. Honestly, I think that shadow that I put there is doing some work. Oh my gosh. Okay, we have this, and then on this layer, hmm, maybe even just a little bit like this will do it. This might be good, actually. Is that enough? Maybe that's enough. Pen! I don't really know what I'm doing with this. I feel like I've been saying that about everything, though. And it's still working out. Am I overdoing it? I'm definitely overdoing it. I need to undo like most of that. Yeah. Oops. Ah, pen. I'm getting there though. I'm starting to like how this looks. It's fiddly, but it's starting to arrive at a conclusion. I think this might be good. I just think I oops. Cooking, yeah. To fix this area up just a little bit more. And maybe smooth that. Is that good? What do we think? Mm, something still weird about it. Whoops. I think that might be good. Mm, no, I kind of feel like I want this area to be darker. Let me try to put some more shadows in here and hope I don't mess it all up. Mm-mm. I think I think I need to stop fiddling with it. It does look kind of weird, not gonna lie. I think I'm just staring at it too closely and it's messing me up. I should probably take out the hands too, because that also is covering stuff. I still don't like it. Blend some of it out and see if that helps. I don't know. I feel like that's making it worse. All right, I think that's good enough, probably. I think that's good enough, probably. All right. I think we can stop here for the hair. Let's do our little check again, just to feel a sense of accomplishment for how far we've come. This wasn't all today, because this is from May. I did do some tweaks before stream, but it's a pretty big difference. Very fun. All right. I'm not sure how late I want to go tonight. For art streams, I do try to keep them a little bit shorter, just because art is hard and it's more tiring than playing games. I feel like I could go a little bit longer, but on the other hand, if I'm going to be switching to a different area of stuff, maybe this is a good place to end. I think maybe let's try doing the glove high or shadows and then leave the rest of his clothes and stuff for next time. Um, See how well this works. It's a pretty good color. So I think what I actually want to do is I want to take this layer and put that on the gloves as well. This is what I was using to kind of shadow the front of his clothes here, but I think for the glove it's a little bit too much. So I probably want to kind of take some of it away. I think I'm actually going to add a mask and do stuff with that. Maybe even take like an airbrush and erase some stuff with the airbrush. Is that too much? I don't really like the color of this thing, to be honest. Yeah, I think let's go with that. Um, I don't love the color of this though. I feel like it makes everything a little bit too gray. Let's try to stick with that for now. And now let's do the actual, whoops, shadow colors. I don't know if I want to stick with this purple for this shadow either. All right, how do we want to do this? And like, how hard do we want the shadows on here? Mhm. Ah. Hmm. Ah. That looks terrible. Mm, I definitely don't like it like that. I think it's just way too hard. Ah, what the heck did I just do? What happened? Did I click something? What was that? All my windows just like closed. I was afraid my computer was shutting down or something. Is the stream still okay? I think the stream is still okay. But that was super weird. Is everything fine? I think we're good, but that was bizarre. Okay. I think we're okay. Um, is that good for the glove? I don't entirely love that. It seems, what's it? It feels like there's just too much of the hand detail coming through that like the texture of gloves kind of to some extent at least obscures all the bumps and details of the hands. Um I have to be a little bit careful there. Just kind of make it look like glove texture rather than bare hand texture. Um, I think to some extent it might help to like shade it a little bit differently to have it. I mean, maybe I should pull up a reference for what his gloves look like, but if I need to have it like a little bit more glossy or a little bit more bumpy or anything like that. Not sure. think it's coming out well so far, though. I did also want to revisit the glove highlights to see if we need to um, mess with those at all. Do the highlights need to be more highlighty? Unclear. I think I do kind of want to take out a little bit though. Like that? Perhaps. Maybe. Mm, I can't tell if I like the glove or not. Oh my God, I got a weird bot in, in Twitch. That's interesting. Well, whatever. The bot has been banned. We're fine. Um, I kind of want to go more shadows. Maybe I should up the opacity on this a little bit. That's actually helping, I think. I kind of like it better with the higher opacity. Maybe undo what I was doing before, though. That's not the right thing. Wait, what? Okay, never mind. Yeah. Not the right brush, I don't think. Let's try with this one. Mm, Maybe smooth that out a little bit. All right, how's that? Um, Still not sure. I maybe like it, I maybe don't. I think maybe what we might want to do is put some kind of like reflected highlights along the edges. That usually helps. I can't even tell what that did. Let's try again with this. Is that too much? Perhaps? All right, that's looking better. I don't know if I would say it's looking great, but it's looking decent. Um, am I happy with that glove? I think I might be. And I think this might be a decent place to end the stream. Hmm. Let's take another look at our comparison. It's looking nice. That's very fun. All right. I think I should probably end the stream here. I do have another art stream coming up next week. I might just continue working on this just because I really like this one and I really want to finish it. Um, so I think the next things I would want to do is to add more shadows to the like shirt and cloak and all that stuff. And then once I finish that, I'll probably try to go in with the like second layer of shadows and stuff, which at the very least I think I need on the skin, especially the neck and the like back ear that's kind of more in shadow there. I don't know if I need a second layer of shading on the hair. I think the hair is probably okay as is. I think I might want a second layer of highlights on the hair. Um, yeah. There's still plenty to do, but I think we're making good progress. So, thank you for coming. I hope you guys had fun. Um, I'm always afraid that my art streams are a little bit boring because I feel like I work very slowly. So I don't know how fun it is to watch me sit here and just think about stuff and redraw the same line 5 million times. You do hands so well. Thank you. Um, yeah, but I hope you guys are enjoying it. All right. Yeah, have a good rest of your day. I guess schedule wise, there's no stream on Thursday. There will be probably an arts or the regular like speed paint stream on Sunday, and then next Tuesday back to art stream. Probably continuing to work on this unless I really decide I want to do something else. But honestly, I love Reckon so much. I can't not draw him. I just look at this picture and I'm just like, I need to keep working on it. All right. Have a good day. Bye, guys. See you later. Good night.